Hey guys, welcome to Unfold Data Science. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. So in my last video, I was explaining you about multicollinearity and VIF, right? So some of you requested me to take some dummy data and show in Python how VIF or multicollinearity can be worked with in Python. So how multicollinearity can be treated in Python and how VIF can be applied. So I have just created a new data here, guys. Very simple data actually. Zomato food rating. This is basically restaurant data. I have just, hypothetical data I have created for you. So Zomato food rating for a restaurant, Swiggy food rating for a restaurant. How many years old is that restaurant? Okay. And what is the location of that restaurant? So if this number is more means that restaurant is far from the center of the city. If this number is less means restaurant is near to the center of the city. Okay, that is the meaning of this column. And cost for two is what is the cost if two people go to the restaurant for having lunch or dinner. Okay, so I will take this data in Python and show you how multicollinearity is existing in the data and how using VIF we can treat this multicollinearity. So let me close this and go to my Python here, guys. Okay, so I'm setting my working directory as my desktop, if you can see here, right? And I'm reading my restaurant data, pd.read excel. Okay, this is my restaurant data. Zomato food rating we have, Swiggy food rating we have, how many years old is that place, what is the location, and cost for two. Okay, now imagine apart from cost for two, all these are our features, which means this is a regression problem and cost for two is our target variable in this case. So you have to fit a regression model and predict cost for two given these numbers. Before that, I want to show you how VIF is used in Python. Okay, so VIF is comes from a package called statmodels.stats.outliers influence. Okay, from this you can import something known as variance inflation factor. Okay, now I'm writing a very simple function here, guys. That function is known as calculate VIF, which will just take a data set as input. Okay, and it will create an empty data frame, and this function will give you a data frame with two columns. In one column you will have features. Feature means name of that column of the data set. VIF values means what is the VIF value for that particular column. So I already told you all the columns of a data set, whatever we want to give to the VIF will have a VIF value. So here we will take all our features, not the response, not the target variable, just all our features, which means these four columns we will take, and we will run through this function to see what is the VIF value for all these columns individually. Okay, how is VIF created, guys? VIF inflation factor dataset dot values I for I in range of dataset dot shape one, which means take all the column one by one and give me the VIF values. That's all, simple. Okay, now variance inflation factor is a pre-built function in Python. So let me define this function. Now I'm creating a new data set, guys. Features is nothing but everything in the restaurant data apart from last column. Okay, so if I show you, let me print features also, or let me say features dot head. Okay, so features will have everything apart from target column, and then I'm calling calculate VIF on these features. Let me run this once. So you will see here, guys. Let me give a print command, otherwise it will not print. Let me give a print. Okay, so as you can see here, this is your features, which means from the restaurant data I'm taking everything apart from the target column. Fine, now all these are my independent features. I give all these independent features to calculate VIF function. What is the job of this function? It will give me the VIF value for all the columns. What is the VIF value, guys? Here you can see Zomato food rating and Swiggy food rating has very high VIF values. What is the reason for that, guys? I have created data like that. Okay, so if you see, I have Zomato food rating is out of 5 and Swiggy food rating is out of 10. Okay, so here I have given rating 4, Swiggy I have given 8, Zomato I have given 3, Swiggy I have given 5, Zomato I have given 4, Swiggy I have given 7.5. So one thing I have kept it in the data is it should move in the same direction. and it should be highly correlated with each other. If that happens, then your VIF value for both these features will be high. So as you can see here, VIF for Zomato food rating is 203 and VIF for Swiggy food rating is 167. Very, very high numbers. So what should we do, guys? What we learned in the theory? We learned that before fitting a regression model, we should drop one of these variable. Now my question to you was, which variable? So we have two variables here, Zomato food rating and Swiggy food rating. So which variable shall we drop and which one shall we keep? The answer to that will be given by correlation function. So here, if I run a correlation function on original student data, we will just care about these two variables first, Zomato food rating and Swiggy food rating. These two are candidates for deletion. Okay. Now we will see which of these two features have high correlation with the target variable. So my target variable is cost for 2. Which number is high? Swiggy food rating is high, which means this variable is more useful for me. So which one shall I delete? Zomato food rating I shall delete. Okay. Let me go ahead and delete Zomato food rating and calculate the VIF one more time. Now as you can see here, I am dropping the Zomato food rating from the data. I am taking features again in a features variable, calculating VIF, and you can see values have dropped significantly. What is the reason for that, guys? I have removed one highly correlated feature with Swiggy food rating column. Fine. This is one, basic way of dealing with multicollinearity in the data. But there are few more things I want you to know. Okay. So there is one more thing that we do in our projects, guys. That is, using the existing feature, we create the new features so that we keep information of both the features. I'll give you an example here. Okay. So we have Swiggy food rating and we have years sold and we have location. Okay. Can I create a new variable where I say product of rating and year? Okay. So I have rating here and I have year here. Can I have a new variable where, rating and years values are multiplied? So I'm creating a new variable in the data, guys, calling that product of rating and year. That is nothing but product of rating column and years old column. Fine. So let me go ahead and create this variable. Now, once I create this variable, let me show you how the data looks like now. Just a moment. So the student data, okay, dot head will look like this. Product of rating and year is nothing but multiplication of these two columns. Now, since this column has been derived by these two columns, so why not delete these two columns? Let us start with one column because this will be highly correlated with both these columns. Let us start with one column. What I'm doing, I'm dropping years old column. Okay. I'm dropping years old column and temporarily I'm creating a features by dropping target variable so that I can compute the VIF. Okay. What is the new VIF, guys? Remember, I have deleted only only years old column, not the rating column. Okay. So here you can see feature and value, everything is under 10. One value looks higher, that is product of rating and year, the new column. Okay. So let us try by removing the second column from which we have created this new column. So what we are doing, we are deleting the existing column and keeping the new derived column. So let us delete the second existing column, Swiggy food rating. Okay. Let us drop this column and let us calculate VIF one more time. What is the VIF value now? It is closer to the 5. Okay. So as I told you, 5 is the threshold basically. VIF should be below 5, but now at least it is closer to the 5. How many features we started with in the data, guys? We started with 4 features. If you can see here, how many features we have now in the data? We just have 2 features, location and product of rating and year. We removed Zomato rating by simple multi-collinearity correlation thing, and we removed location and rating for Swiggy, right? Not location. We removed rating for Swiggy and years old by, feature engineering, by deriving a new variable. Okay. So this is the second part of how do you deal with multi-collinearity in your data. So now if you fit a regression model on your data, right, using these two columns and cost for 2 as a target, your model will be much better. Your coefficients will make much sense, and your equation will be more useful for the business. So I hope you understood the flow, guys. How do we delete the variables in a multi-collinearity scenario, and how do we do some bit of feature engineering in that space? Okay. Let me know if you have any doubts, any comments. I'll see you all in the next video, guys. Till then, wherever you are, stay safe and take care.